Thomas versus Pierce. Come on up, folks. This is the one that I asked you to bring in a witness, did I not?
Yeah.
Did you bring in the witness?
Yeah.
Yes,
Who was the witness? You can come on up here. He's from the auction, right?
yes, sir.
I remember this one now. And I think everybody waived their rights last time. In other words, I covered everything with the two parties. You waived your right to hire a lawyer. Correct, Mr. Pierce? Correct?
Specifically me when you say.
Well, if you're in the small claims division, I thought I went through this. Maybe I didn't.
No, it's okay. I don't need to go into it.
No, I want to. I want to. You don't have to. She sued you in the small claims. You don't have to go to small claims. If you want, you can hire a lawyer. You can appeal my decision. If you don't want it, you can demand a trial by jury. If you take the case to the general civil division. If you stay here, proceeding becomes much more relaxed. You can't appeal my decision, though. You can't hire a lawyer and you can't have a trial by jury. Do you understand that? I can't hear you.
Yes.
Do you understand that?
Yes.
I think I covered that with you guys last time. Do you waive those rights, Ms. Thomas? Do you waive those rights and wish to proceed here, Mr. Pierce? You don't waive those rights? I think I covered this with you. I'm gonna go listen to the tape. If you waive the rights and now these people are in here and you're telling me you don't waive the
Because
rights.
the whole thing's stacked against me. How are you gonna have the same people that are trying to defend
Stop.
themselves?
You got your,
Against the-
hey, you got your finger right by Ms. Howard's face. That's too close. We don't do that. You have to trust.
I don't trust none of you. I walked a car and there's a red light. That's as in,
Let's get something straight. Let's get something straight. You're not walking in here like some grump and gonna start talking to me like that. Let's get it straight right now. It's not happening. You act like I'm on their side. I'm not on anybody's side. I'm trying to find out what happened. I'm trying to make sure that I find the truth. Give me more credit. I've been a lawyer for 42 years. I've been a judge for 32. Don't start getting all angry and upset and pointing your fingers in people's faces. I know what you're going to tell me. You're going to tell me that the testimony they're going to offer cannot be reliable because it's self-serving for, right? That's what you're going to tell me. I'm going to figure it out.
okay,
But don't start acting like I'm part of their team. That's ridiculous. I'm not part of anybody's team. Got it? Yes? Now, do you remember waiving your rights before? So you acknowledge that you waived your rights to go to the general civil division?
sure.
Okay, just back off. Don't get angry. I'm gonna get to the bottom. Now, I want you to start over though and give me, to begin with, the testimony. What you said is you purchased a vehicle from defendant in an auction for $42,0810. You said defendant lied to, can you read that to me? Your small claims affidavit. Defendant lied to something pre-existing transmission issue.
Failed to share pre-existing.
Failed to share pre-existing transmission issues. Within less than 24 hours, the transmission failed and the vehicle became undrivable. Plaintiff suffered financial damages and loss of transportation to work and school. You guys work for, right? Okay, now listen. I can't have people just mm-hms or uh-hs or,
Yes.
okay?
Sorry.
That's okay. You work for them as well, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now, I think your defense was that they told you didn't have to disclose it, was it not?
That's not my defense.
Okay, well, just don't get angry. Just don't get angry. I just got done telling you. I don't remember every single portion of the testimony from 2 weeks ago. Did you tell them that, and I'm talking about the auction.
Do you remember when my daughter was standing right next to me and said that she walked into the auction house? And when we sat to this, I don't even think this is a lady. And we said, hey, could you tell us the difference between the three lights? And they said, green light is this, yellow light is that, and red light, it could have engine or transmission problems. I said, well, it has something wrong with the transmission. The lady,
Sir.
we gotta put it as a red light.
Sir,
You didn't listen to my daughter as a lady.
Sir, you gotta calm down. Quit yelling.
John, I'll tell you what, you're gonna have a lot bigger problems if you don't
I
show.
don't care about it.
Well, I'll tell you what, you're gonna end up in the lockup in another 30 seconds. You are not gonna stand there and yell at me. Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? I'm taking a 5-minute recess. I'd suggest you go splash some cold water on your face. And do not raise your voice with me again. Do we understand one another? Go splash some water on your face. Who do you think you are? Now, I want you to just stay under control, Mr. Pierce, okay? I just got done telling you I do not remember everything about the prior hearing. I don't. I remember generally speaking what happened. We're going to start over. Are you going to calm down?
Yes.
I don't need you yelling at me. Do you understand?
Yes.
Good. Okay. I'm going to let you start. I've got everybody here. I have Ms. Thomas. I also have Ms. Howard and Ms. Jones. All right. So you tell me again, you bring your car in, and I remember you talk about yellow, red, green. So talk to me. Go ahead and tell me. You're all under oath still.
So I bought a car from a dealership at an auction, and the car, after a couple days, was messed up. So I talked to my wife and I told her I don't feel comfortable. I could easily put it on Facebook and bet somebody in a parking lot at letting somebody get it like that. So I told her I would take it to an auction house. When I stepped in the auction house, me and my daughter, we asked the lady at the counter.
Who was it? Is she here?
I brought her last time. She's
No, the lady at the counter. Who was that? What was her
I
name?
don't know if it's her or not. I don't think so.
Kim, she is not here.
Okay, go ahead.
I asked her, I said, could you tell me the difference between the lights? Which, by the way, don't make a difference because I've read 11 different reviews in the past 6 months on this guy's site that are 1 star from a green car that quit the very.
I don't want you to go into that right now. I just want to explain the light
I'm just
situation.
saying, sir, it doesn't mean much if they're buying green cars that are quitting.
Sir.
What the difference is a red.
Just tell me what you were told.
So the lady told me a green car is something that their mechanic takes out for a test drive and declares that there's no mechanical issues. And then the yellow car, I forget what she said was for, and then she goes on to red car and she tells me a red car could have engine problems, could have transmission problems, and me and my daughter both at the same time go, yes, it's got something wrong with the transmission. She goes, oh, okay. And then I asked her if there's anything she needed me to sign. She handed me a piece of paper, told me all I needed to do was sign at the bottom. And then the lady even said that she was the lady who sits at the desk at the computer when they do the auctions and whatever. Then, after the car got bought, I got a call from her asking me if there was any problems with the
So
car.
you signed saying this was a
Red
what?
light,
Red light?
yes.
Okay.
Then I got a call after I sold the car several days later.
Do you guys dispute that at all?
I can, I just was letting him speak.
Okay, no, I just want to make sure. Okay, go ahead.
I got a call from her,
The plaintiff.
yes. And I told her, I'm sorry about your loss, but I sold it as a red light car for a reason. Then I got a call from him. Who
Her
told me
dad.
how he was a police officer and this wasn't gonna go my way.
Her dad,
Yes. Then I called up and talked to, I think, maybe him,
Mr. Stone.
and I told him that I talked to a lady in your guys' lobby who had told me what the difference between the 3 red lights were, and that we told her that it would be a red light because we told her it had transmission. She marked it as a red light. Then he gave me an excuse that, well, some cars that come across my board are red light, but they work. And I asked him what was that excuse, and he says, well, when a creditor takes a car from somebody, all the cars run as a red light. And I'm in my head, I'm thinking, okay, but a creditor takes a car from somebody, they don't want to take a chance at having it on the road and then them selling it as a green light and it has a problem, so they mark them all as red. Because when it sells, they chase the person they took it from for the rest.
Okay,
So it
hold
doesn't-
on. Wait. Just don't get excited.
Go ahead, run with that.
Did he do this as a red car?
Yes, Your Honor, he did sell it as a red light car. This is his original contract here. And I highlighted this after he did not sign it with a highlighted. I just want to say that for the record. I didn't,
Okay, hand that up. You can hand it right to my recorder.
I only highlighted so that way when I called him, I could quickly refer to it.
Okay,
That is a consignment form for a public seller. It's basically stating that if there are known transmission issues, it must be announced.
if the vehicle is properly functioning transmission unless otherwise listed above in announced conditions. There's nothing else announced conditions. All it says is extra key in office.
That is because when I talked to the lady at the desk, She told me that she was the lady who auctions the cars off. She's there at every auction and that she would remember. And I asked her if there was anything I needed to sign. The whole reason I found out it was a red car is because I asked her, tell me the difference. And when I told her, and me and my daughter told her, it's transmission issues, which she heard. She says, okay, we gotta mark it as a red car then. I said, is there anything else I need to sign? She said, it's just at the bottom, right here. And I walked out. And even further on, the car blue book value was worth more than they bought it for. They should have just put a transmission in it and carried on their way. How are you gonna buy a red light car and expect it to drive and work and function properly?
Okay, what else can you add, Mr. Stone?
So I had called Mr. Pierce and I had said to him that the customer had an issue with transmission. And he said that he knew that, that's why he sold it through us, otherwise he could have just done it himself, which I would like to think that if he did sell it on the marketplace himself, he would tell that person well. But it was more or less like he was put the burden on us. So typically when there's an issue with a vehicle like this, we do call the seller and see if they can provide some assistance to help with the buyer in this case. And he was not willing to do so.
You paid 4208.10 for this, right?
Yes,
Where's the vehicle now?
I sold it through the same auction.
How much did you get?
1,609.
I have that before this one.
I'm gonna also say, Your
Slow
Honor,
down. Did she sign a document like this?
She did, and we announced transmission issue.
Let me see.
It's okay for us this year.
What else do you want to say while he's looking for that?
I bought the car for 7,500. The very next morning, I stuck 500 into it. A week later, I rolled it over to auction and lost 4,500.
I know, but you can't pass on your losses to somebody else.
I've already declared to their place. That's how it got listed as a red light. It's telling the lady it had transmission problems. Now it's just hearsay. You told them hearsay last time.
Listen,
But what he's saying is hearsay if he didn't bring the lady here that I talked to.
It was not subpoenaed to come, but
please. You get way too angry. If one
Sir,
thing,
I've lost everything in the last 2 years. 3 vehicles.
Sir.
I'm sitting outside in the truck with the blown
Sir.
window.
sir,
I got the truck.
Sir.
Here, kids, does anybody hear that?
sir. Settle down.
It's hard when you do the right thing and you keep getting screwed over.
Mr. Pierce. Maybe you need to talk to somebody, okay? You are acting so childish right now. I can't even imagine. You came up here with piss and vigor from the very time that I called your case.
I shouldn't even be here right now.
Really? Okay. I'm glad you feel so confident about it. I want to know why did the broker fee agreement change from April 9th until June the 5th?
I'm sorry, what I gave you was a copy of the bill of sale for her. I do not have her signed rules.
Well, did she sign a seller's consignment agreement / broker fee
Yes.
agreement? Where is it? Do you have it? Do you have that seller's consignment agreement?
No, I don't see.
/ broker fee agreement? You have everybody execute one of these, right?
Yes.
All right, so let's find the copy that she signed. Somebody's got to find that for me.
Okay.
Call over to the office.
I left my phone in the car. I didn't know if I could bring it in, so.
You can go out there. I'll wait. Have them. Where am I going to have them send it?
They can email it to me.
I'm going to keep going while he's calling. Ms. Howard, what part did you play in this?
I received a phone call that
When?
it was April 17th.
The day that she bought it?
Left. No, that was
No,
the
she bought it on the,
16th.
looks like the 11th.
Well, she paid for it though we give the customers a few days to
Okay.
pay for it on the 16th, and then she had left with the car on the 17th, in, I believe it was in the morning, she had called and said that the car wasn't running. She had drove that morning, she went to go somewhere and the car broke down, and as our policy, I told her that she would have to take it in and get it diagnosed, which she did. And then I told her that there wasn't a lot we could do because the seller's already been paid. Sometimes in those situations, we can hold the check till they get a good diagnosis. But the timing was happened, he picked up the check, so at this point, the only thing that you could do would be to call the seller. We give all the seller's information on all the paperwork that she signed. So she did call the seller. He then called back asking why did we give her his phone number. I did explain it is on all the paperwork, and that he just didn't want, that's why he brought it to the auction, because he didn't want any problems like that.
Because you didn't want any problems like what?
Cause I could have took it and I could have sold it on Facebook and got all my money back.
How can you say that?
Because that's what people do. But
Well, that one crook doesn't justify another.
I didn't crook anybody. I walked into the auction house and me and my daughter asked the lady to go through the 3 lights. When she said red light was either for an engine or transmission problems, we said it has transmission problems. The lady said, okay, I'm gonna mark it as a red light.
So you
And now I'm sitting here getting told that I'm trying to crook people. And you don't think this is one-sided?
Settle down.
Oh,
John, I got it. What I'm saying is you're telling me that you got essentially, that there was a fraud perpetrated on you when you bought it. And now you're saying you could have sold it on.
I bought the-
Stop. And now you're saying you could have sold it on Facebook and gotten all your money back, which means you would have had to tell people there was no problem with the vehicle. So you're not exactly making yourself look good.
My daughter sat right here and told you, she walked through the door with me and told you that she listened to the lady explain the 3 lights to us. You didn't listen to that.
Don't tell me I didn't listen. You are really, I don't know what to tell you. You're not a very nice man, okay? You really are acting like a child. I'd listen to every word. Do you think with the number of cases I hear that I remember every word that was stated to me 2 weeks ago? I said that right from the beginning. I don't remember everything. And now you're saying you didn't listen to her. What an accusation to level at somebody. I don't care if I was selling fries at McDonald's. What an accusation to level at somebody. I take this seriously. Stop with your personal attack.
Can I say what the lights?
Sure.
The green light, when the customer wants it on a green light, that means that after our mechanic, after the customer puts their deposit down on the vehicle, and this is for a green light, our mechanic would take it for a test drive. We have things that are listed as arbitration. One of the biggest things are like a lower engine noise or transmission. So that's what the green light gives a customer. The red light vehicle, we don't sell, like, they're not, all red light vehicles aren't just a bad engine or a bad transmission. It's totally up to the sellers what they want to do. We have our banks are always just automatically a red light. Banks they haven't checked out the vehicles, things like that. So it's just automatic red light. We sell donation vehicles that are just automatic red light, just because of who the seller is. And then up to anybody else, it's up to them. The red light somebody might put a red light on it because it's over 100,000 miles, or it's up to the seller. They can do the red light. The yellow light means that, so you could have 2 lights on, you could have the red and the yellow. There's always an announced condition about the vehicle, so that could be something that we found from AutoCheck, something that the seller told us, so that would be the reason why the yellow light is on. And then we would have the red light, the red light, it's a red light, and there's a yellow light because of, let's say, the transmission. So it's not just that we run red light vehicles that are just bad engines or
Right.
bad transmission.
There could be a variety of different reasons.
Right.
And yeah, I get it. Did you find it?
they are scanning it and emailing it right now.
Perfect. Can you tell me without looking at it whether or not she signed the same document that Mr. Pierce signed?
I'm sure she did, but I have not seen it.
Well, if you're gonna defend this on the basis, I'm just telling you.
Well, it is all the same documents.
I'm just telling, if you're gonna defend this on the basis that we didn't know there was an engine problem, and Mr. Pierce signs this, and you're gonna highlight that portion that you've handed up, and I'll read it into the record, that the vehicle is properly functioning transmission unless otherwise listed above in announced conditions. I'm gonna trust that when she signed this, that she crossed that out or somebody crossed that out, because at that point, you guys knew that there was a bad transmission.
Yes,
You can't just hide behind lawyer legalese here either and start with all these fancy words, you're gonna indemnify us and hold us harmless. Well, that's all nice. But I don't care what's in writing. If somebody's perpetrating fraud, and I'm not saying you are. I'm not saying you are. I'm just gonna point out to you and to this young lady that if her language that she signed is the same as his, you can't come in here and say he knew, and this is in paragraph 4 or whatever it is, paragraph 5, that the vehicle is properly functioning transmission unless otherwise listed above in announced conditions. Now, if you included bad transmission on her document, that's going to be fine, or she did. So I'm going to wait that. I'm going to get off the bench here. I'm going to wait for that document and I'll check it out and then I'll come out. Okay? Back up, everybody. I just want you to know she did. So I'm going to read this. Everybody's in place. On number 5, and she signed that the vehicle has properly functioning transmission unless otherwise listed above in quotes announced conditions, end quotes. I want you to see this, Mr. Pierce. Come on up and just take a look. We're under announced conditions. Why don't you tell me what it says?
I'm not interested in looking at it because I've already told you, and my daughter told the lady I had transmission problems. The lady handed me the paperwork, the lady deals with the paperwork, the lady told me all I had to do was sign the bottom, and that's what we did. You didn't want to hear my daughter, you don't want.
I'm not happy. I gotta tell you, top 3 most disrespectful that I've had in here in 32 years. Who do you think you are?
I'm not trying to be disrespectful.
Well, I gotta tell you, let's do it naturally then. You're like a know-it-all. Give me that back. I'll read it to you. Announced conditions, it's a transition. So that she disclosed. You didn't. All this says under announced conditions is extra key in office. And you already slipped up once or twice, at least twice. And I'm just trying to get to the bottom of this, even though you've been belligerent. You already announced twice that you weren't going to go on Facebook. You thought you could have gone on Facebook and got what you paid for. What does that tell me? So I stand by my words. You were the victim of a fraud and you contemplated perpetrating a fraud on others to cover your basis. We know you said check. Well, you checked red light. Nobody said you didn't check red light. I don't think they ever said you didn't check red light.
I asked the lady if there was anything else I needed to do. When I signed the papers, the lady said, just sign it at the bottom. Me and my daughter looked at that lady and she read the red light. When she said red light, she said, well, red light could have engine problems or transmission problems. My daughter said it before me. She says,
why don't you get this lady on Zoom? Is she working today?
yes, sir.
Call her up, get her on Zoom. You can call right from there. I'm telling you, you gotta control yourself. I haven't been, I gotta tell you, I haven't been this angry in a long time. Cause I haven't had anybody be this disrespectful. Ask her to zoom in,
The judge would like to speak.
or you can zoom in.
Okay.
You're employed at the auto auction, correct? What is your job title?
I am an office worker.
What are your duties?
I check in vehicles that come through, help with paperwork.
Do
Do
you
RD
know
one
this
oh eight.
gentleman, Mr. Pierce?
He had dropped off a vehicle to sell at the auction.
Do you remember your conversation with him?
I do. He dropped off a vehicle to sell, a Ford Fusion.
Okay. And what was the content of your conversation with him?
So he had brought in a vehicle to sell. I had asked him if he wanted to sell the vehicle red light, green light. Green light means that the vehicle is in working order. Trans and engine are good. Red light being sold as is. He said he wanted to sell the vehicle green light, that the vehicle was in working order, that there was no mechanical issues, there was no trans issues, and he wanted close to $6,000.
Okay. And ultimately, though, on the agreement, he checked the red light box, correct? Or somebody did?
I did, because he wanted to sell it red light.
I thought you initially said he wanted to sell it green light.
Well, correct, and then he said he wanted to sell it as is.
So what caused you to check? That's your printing, if you will, on the vehicle description, color, VIN number, sale date, and title number, correct? What caused you then to check the red light box as opposed to the green light box?
Because he said he wanted to sell it as is.
Okay. But he'd already told you that he had some transmission problems, correct?
He never said that it had transmission issues.
Never said that at all.
Transmission issues was never brought up when he brought in the vehicle. He said he had put some work into the vehicle, but he had never said that it had transmission issues. If he had mentioned transmission issues, I would have to write that down. Prior to me working in the office, I have worked in the yard for 4 years. Anytime there is a vehicle issue such as trans, a mechanical, a bad engine, we have to announce that per our auction rules.
Do you have any questions of her, Mr. Pierce? I'm gonna let you ask her question.
Ma'am, do you remember if I was with anybody?
I believe you were with a female. I don't know her relation to you.
My daughter. Ma'am, do you remember me asking you if you can explain the 3 lights to me?
Yep, a red, a green, and a yellow.
You remember when you said red, you said it could have engine problems or transmission problems, at which my daughter said, it's got transmission problems. I said, we don't know what's wrong with the transmission.
Trans was never mentioned. I have a very good memory. A very good memory.
Do you have any other questions? You sure?
Why, if they're just gonna deny it?
Sir, I'm not quarreling with you.
I walked in with my.
Sir, I'm not I just want to know if you have any other questions for her. Do you have any questions for Ms. Amesqua?
No.
Do you, sir? You said liar?
They're lying.
Okay.
My daughter was right next to me and heard the lady say, okay, then we're gonna have to mark it as a red light. After we told her it had transmission problems. The whole reason we asked her to tell us about the 3 issues is so we could justify it under the right light. And she can remember that I asked her, but she ain't gonna throw her company under the bus, is she?
Let me ask you a question. You said you received how much for the vehicle?
When I sold it,
Yes.
1,609.
1609,
1,690,
90 or 9?
1690.
And you paid 4208, 10. What, how can you sue him for 6,000?
That was before I sold the vehicle.
And also, she had a receipt when the day the vehicle went down, she was able to pull into next to a service station. And her grandfather came up there and they had tried to adjust the transmission, paid $250 at the service station, trying to figure out if that would help the vehicle that day. So we have receipts for that and just.
The point is, you don't have any other out of pocket. The only thing.
Just the $250 does not add to that.
And I only got
Slow down.
from
Slow
the
down.
auction house.
And the 250 was for what?
To flush the transmission on the vehicle.
And who was that bill from?
Valve Lane. have that.
Is there anything you want to say?
No more is there to say.
No,
Giving you every benefit of the doubt. Tried to bring in, I made them bring in this wit. I made them bring in these other things. This young lady here seems very credible to me. On the new consignment agreement, this young lady, Ms. Thomas, signed, it clearly spells out transition. I don't believe that you ever told her, and I know you're gonna disagree. I'm just telling you why I'm holding like I don't believe you ever told her that you had a transition. I believe from her testimony for sure that she would have told you to note that on the seller's consignment agreement, which is why I wanted to see Ms. Thomas. I don't know why you're blaming everybody else, but that's neither here nor there. Plaintiff asked for 6,000. Plaintiff paid 420810. 1690 was the amount that she got. So there was a differential of 251810 plus the 250 for 276810. And she is entitled to her court costs. What did you have in terms of court costs? I see on here an $80 filing fee. Did you have any other out-of-pocket expenses?
Yes, for the subpoenas,
I'm sorry?
for the.
Well, tell me what they were. I need somebody to tell me. You need to tell me, young lady. It's really you.
75.
So $75 for subpoena, what? Still process of service fees? Service of process fees, I should say. So you have 80 plus 75 for 155, 29.
Your Honor, did you get those service fees? I'm sorry. I'm showing 3625 is what Dino filed.
Well, she said $75 in subpoena fees. Is that accurate or incorrect? That's what I meant for process, service of process fees.
Let me look at the actual subpoenas. I'm showing 3625 on them, which would be
Got
7250.
$88 in a filing fee.
Correct.
$88 in a filing fee.
And
What
the
else?
subpoenas were each $36.25, so 7250 in service fees of the subpoenas.
Is there anything else that she has? Just those two?
Just those two subpoenas and the initial filing fee is the only things I'm showing.
So according to my total, it's 2,900. That is the amount of judgment.
You're telling me I got 3,200 from them for selling my car, lost 4,500 when I bought my car, and now I gotta pay them 2,900?
I'm sorry you got defrauded. I really am.
A lot of sorries.
Listen to me, Mr. Pierce. You sound like a very angry man.
Because I know that lady's lying.
I know she's not. I've been doing this. I know she's not.
Because I'm a crook, right? That's what you just labeled.
There are days. I'm not gonna argue with you, sir. I'm so convinced I'm right on this. That's it. That's the judgment amount. You need to figure out how you're gonna pay them. How are you gonna pay them?
I don't know, because I was in a crash 15 months ago. I've lost the 2019 Ford Ranger. I lost the 2024 Harley Davidson, and I got a truck out there with a blown window, doesn't have AC in it, and I tried to do the right thing here, and I'm getting screwed over.
Do you work?
I can't work right now, sir. I'm physically unable to work. I broke 5 bones below my waist. My wife had rolled me on the side of a bucket. The same company that you're trying to defend has 10 different 1 stars for green lights. Green lights, if they quit
I
in
am
24
not
hours, they're supposed to give their money back. They got 10 people
I-
complaining they ain't got a dime from them for green lights. They quit the next day.
I am not defending anybody. I'm sorry you disagree. I really am. I'm sorry you're going through that. I really am. Maybe that explains why you're so angry, but I did the right thing here as I do every day. Good luck. You guys are gonna have to check into how you're gonna collect on this, okay? So specifically you, Ms. Thomas. Good luck to everybody.